Welcome back everybody to my hard mode challenge. Picking up where we left off on the last episode. Been thinking about the correct way to do this because I want to try and get 2 large deliveries done in this episode. I require a 5-slot trailer for it. And I think the one I want to use for that is on this map, Smithfield Dam. But in order to do it, I need a crane. Or I need to delete cargo, and I don't want to do that. Because I don't know whether that cargo is needed for another task. So what I'm going to do is come into the garage. Quickly drop this trailer, which is the 4-slot ramped trailer. Go into the garage. And it's a little bit of a expense, but I think it's worth it to buy another loading crane. So we've got one fitted to the Fleet Star, and I'm gonna pay the 5,700 to fit a second loading crane onto this vehicle. And then on this one I've got now a low saddle and a loading crane. And then straight back out again. Go around, pick up that 4-slot trailer. And then we're going to drive down to the resupply depot area by the dam. Transfer the 3 lots of wooden planks from the 5-slot semi-trailer and stick that on this ramp trailer so that we've got secure access to that lumber if we need it for another mission. And then we're going to take the 5-slot trailer through, back up here, collect the drill, and deliver it over to Black River. And that's step 1. Get this packed onto the trailer. Main reason for doing this and not just leaving it on the ground somewhere here is I'm not entirely sure whether like the game would delete cargo that's not securely packed to a trailer. I don't know. So no harm done. Takes a couple of minutes. Probably time lapse that anyway. And then now we're ready to grab a little bit of fuel here at this trailer and then rock on over to Black River. We are getting low on fuel in this one, mind. this trailer. Right. So we're going to run back up to the area near the garage, the service depot, to pick up the 5-slot drill. I'm not entirely sure whether this crane can lift that, or whether that would be considered to be a heavy crane item. If this loading crane can't lift it, then I will just pay to auto-load it so that we can get on. Because I don't have a heavy crane yet. So there's our drill attachment. I suspect that this loading crane wouldn't be able to shift that. It's quite a big piece of machinery, but we're gonna try. Partly because it's just nice to know these things. It does lift it, okay. Something of a surprise. Not sure which way around this is going to pack, but certainly the easiest way to load it is this way, because then you can get past the crane. Right, let's reattach. And pack the cargo. Okay, we had it the right way around anyway. Fine. So that's that, and now we gotta hustle over to Black River, and that'll be a case of down through the town, down through the lumber mill, I think is the best route into the drill site from this side. So let's make sure we've got the right task selected, because it's auto selected the wrong one. And then yes, we're gonna come down through the lumber mill to get there. Might look like this route is shorter for sure, but it's also much boggier. So we're gonna go down through town instead. I'd like to try and get the big construction rig moved in the same episode, but that might be pushing it a little bit, because that's quite a long delivery. Look out, some cones on a sign. Needs must, we got an urgent delivery to get done. Bouncy, bouncy. Oh, hello. That was a bit That wouldn't have been very nice. Might need to see a back doctor after that one in real life. Poor fella. Right. This into low high. Get the dip lock on now because I know this is a slippery slope. This is a bit I would be worried about if I was trying to come through here with the Pacific and the larger rig. Winch a trailer off that power line. See if that gives us a little bit. Not enough. See what else I can winch to. Nothing big enough on that side. Maybe the back of the trailer. Sort of winching in reverse, but the angle would be good there if the winch will take. Just be careful not to have the trailer pulled over. Alright, winch is off. We're under our own steam now. That might have been enough. Up a gear. Up another gear. It's a pretty good truck, really, this one. It may stay in this configuration with a crane and a low saddle for a while. Seems well suited to this type of delivery. It's like pause there for a thumbnail, apologies for that. We left the fleet star here. Need to move that. So delivery of the drill. Oil rig drill. That's that done. Gonna jump into the Fleet Star and move it out of the way for now. Ooh. I didn't go anywhere near those fences. Wasn't me go. Change back into the White Western Star. Get it out of the delivery box. We'll park it here for now because I don't know where it's needed next. So we'll leave it there for a minute. Still got plenty of fuel and I can fill up because there's a maintenance trailer here that's got fuel on it that we can use. Map. Garage, because this is where we left the Pacific. There wasn't much to install on this in terms of upgrades. It's there's no all-wheel drive option anyway to even unlock. It's just got a high saddle on it, and I think that was it. We're going to drive this now. A fairly long drive. To the semi-trailer from the factory. So we're basically going to drive all the way up there, which as the crow flies is 1.4 kilometers almost, but obviously a longer route for us. And I think the route I want to take with it is the road route, so we're going to go via the fuel station. Speaking of which, what's our fuel situation? Not quite full, so while we're here, let's just fill her up. This one's getting low as well. So in the last episode we had a bug. I assume it's a bug because I've looked at the footage and I think I'm right that I should have had a high saddle trailer to take from the fuel station and deliver it to that same factory, and it wasn't. It just auto completed without me delivering it, which is strange. But my intention had been to take this fuel carrier up and transfer, basically fill this one up from the larger semi-fuel trailer and then deliver it part empty. But I didn't get that opportunity because of the bug. Yeah, this truck doesn't do so well. This is quite strange because all kinds of trucks just fly up here, but this one doesn't seem to do so well when there are dry, stony, dry roads or tracks with a hill and stones, because it gets jammed up on stones quite easily considering it's such a big truck. It's a beast in certain circumstances, like relatively shallow, muddy water stuff, it'll just go through as if it's not there. So this is the first time that I've been back to this fuel station since the last episode, and although I could see it on the map, there I am confirming it with my own eyes that my large fuel carrier's gone, which is quite strange. Right, so here we are at the factory. That trailer is what we have to move, and the thing is massive, and that's why I basically wanted to wait until I got the Pacific before even attempting this. Because this trailer, when you attach it to something like the Fleet Star, although it can do it because the Fleet Star can take a high saddle, it just does not look right. It's a pretty big trailer even for this, but here we go. So we've got to basically deliver that to the same spot, which is over here, and we are going to take the route that we used in a previous episode, which is down to here, and then we're going to take this side route and hope that we can do that terrain. I think that's doable. In my previous save I went through the snaky bit in the middle of this loop, and it was a bad idea. A very bad idea. A little bit of weird clipping around this. Maybe it's because the cargo's so big. So the challenges with this, apart from the fact it's big and heavy, is it's also got that quite extensive overhang on the right side of the vehicle. So we have to be quite careful delivering this one. And as such a big trailer, you've also got quite limited visibility. But tight, getting past that barrier. Seems to cope. This truck is such a beast. A bit of concentration needed on some of those twisty bits. Quite tight turns, and the S bend where getting the line through that is quite tricky. Just checking. Yeah, I am still on the right road. A little bit of winch help. I think with this, when there's a traction issue with this truck, because it certainly had the power to do that, I think it's the uneven terrain and the fact that those poor drive wheels are quite widely spread and also quite a rigid structure. So it's quite easy to get one or two wheels off the ground if the terrain is a bit uneven. Whereas when it's in the mud, the definition of soft squidgy mud is that it's pretty much all wheels will be in the mud and therefore driving. Can't really say the truck is struggling at all with this though, to be fair, so far. So we're coming up to the bridge, and this is it's certainly a wide enough bridge, but the exit is a little bit tight. Just we need to be careful of the line through the bridge, basically. Easy. So far. So we're now coming up to the big gamble. So I think that this is a route that is within the capabilities of this truck, and if anything, easier than the longer route going around and trying to get out of the lumberyard incline. But this is still quite a twisty off-road trail to be taking such a big trailer down. A little bit careful there, that trailer wheel's going to drop into a dip. I don't really like that. I'm going to back her up a bit. And see if I can get the trailer on a slightly wider line. What I don't want is the trailer wheel dropping into, I don't know if the dip's coming through really in terms of the recording, but I don't want the trailer wheel dropping into that dip and capsizing and taking the whole rig over. Better. Probably would have been alright. Not worth the risk. now we're going to take this rig over the rickety old wooden plank bridge that we built several episodes ago. Because that's totally legit, right? That wooden plank bridge would have no problem at all with this weight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the Pacific P16 is still my favourite truck. What an absolute beast of a truck. Made that look so easy. And that is the drill completed. That was fun. I enjoyed that. This maintenance trailer needs dragging over to Smithfield Dam. Some vehicle spare parts as well. That's another episode though. Okay, so I think I should leave this episode there because that's a nice successful conclusion to one of the main contracts, and we're going to try and crack through these contracts as quickly as we can now, but that's long enough for one episode, so I will hopefully see you all on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.